Welcome to Nerds with a Creative Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Morris, joined as always by my co-host.
Dalton Lewis.
And the co-host.
Oh, my co-host?
Introduce yourself.
My name is Josue Alberto Ruiz Cruz Vasquez Concepcion, and my social security is 5.
Not that one, not that
Okay.
one. Better known as...
Better known as Swaizy Baby.
Would you say you're better known as that?
I don't know.
Who do you think knows more? What do people call you more?
People don't call me.
Fantastic start.
Yeah.
So, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and things along those lines.
So, again, my name's Josue, but some people call me Swaizy. That's my musical artist name. I also like to do a lot of entrepreneurial things. I don't know if I said entrepreneurial right.
I think you said it right the first time.
Okay.
But when you went in for the repeat...
Yeah, it sounded like
No dice.
entrepreneurial. Okay. But I try to do a lot of entrepreneurial things.
I said the word penalized the other day, and a 14-year-old was like, what? It made me mad.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just a musician and a business owner, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, tell
And
us.
college dropout.
God, yes.
Yeah.
And disappointment.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yes, sir. You know, we love the dropouts around
I
here.
was about to say he's the best of both our worlds.
All right. So, tell us a little bit. Flex on everybody. Brag a little bit.
Flex on everybody?
Tell the people you're.
All right,
the
listen up,
accomplishments.
ladies. Listen up, ladies. My name's Swaizy. I'm a rapper, but this is why you want me. You know why you want me? Because I'm a Christian rapper, which means you don't have to worry about anybody else, okay? I'm not a regular rapper. I'm not going out here messing with other people. I'm not going out here doing things you don't want me to do. I'm loyal,
Drugs.
okay? Exactly.
Guns. Not with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
murders and such.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm a Christian rapper, currently with 50,000 monthly listeners. That's a lie, but close to that. And yeah, I own a clothing company that is slowly but surely, getting better, growing in sales.
Currently rocking some right now.
Rocking some.
DivineOutcast.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sick. So, what came first, the clothes or the music?
The clothes.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
no.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
I actually kind of thought the music came first. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Well, if we look at it like this, in terms of what let's say the first thing I ever did, then it would be music.
Okay.
But in terms of like me actually working on something seriously, it was definitely the clothes. So yeah, I rapped in church when I was like 10,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't call that me working on music.
But you were wearing clothes since you were
But I was
born,
working. Yeah,
so-
I was wearing clothes for almost my whole life.
Yeah.
6 days out of the week. So.
Which was the odd day?
Honestly, sometimes it varies on the situation.
I hope it's not Sunday.
Nah, it's never Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
Except that one time. But anyway, yeah, so technically the clothes.
So how did the clothes, like, how did you get into that? Like, what made you just realize, yo, I'm gonna start like a clothing brand?
So in high school, I didn't have a girlfriend. And now I still don't have a girlfriend. So apparently we haven't gone that far. But no, actually I got really into shoes on the superficial level as every other hype beast 13-year-old that sounded like, bro, did you get the new ones? Sounded like. So I, first got into shoes. I liked shoes a lot. And then that moved into streetwear fashion. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I could elevate myself from wearing plaid shorts to school and a shirt that said "Got Jesus?" in the Got Milk font, and take my stuff to the next level, And so I started trying to dress nice. And by the end of high school, I actually got best dressed. Now, honestly, I don't care. I'm not dressing to impress anybody. Maybe when I'm doing a show, then, do it up a little bit. But other than that, yeah. So pretty much how it started. I got into fashion, and then it was to the point where I wanted to start a clothing brand so bad that that's like all I would think about all day in school. All day. And I couldn't focus.
You like in the back of the class, like with like the notebook, like designing
Literally.
stuff.
Yeah, literally. That was me.
Nice. I remember the first time we were doing the shoot for Swivel, you just like, hey, do you have any of my clothes? And I was like, no. And you just threw a shirt at me, and you're like, here you go. And I was like, is it the right size? And you're like, I don't know. It's the only one I had left.
Yeah.
And it's like a size too big, but I still wear that shirt like all the time.
Yeah, it's a long sleeve one, I think, right?
Yeah, it's like the OG long sleeve. But yeah, no, that's it's a very interesting it's a very niche style. I feel like some of your stuff, like here lately, it's gotten to be more of a more people would wear it because it's more like broader style.
Yeah.
But some of the earlier designs were very, very niche. But
Yeah,
they were
sure.
still dope. It's like it would almost be this kind of like cult following where it was like the people who wore it would wear all of it.
Yeah.
But there weren't a ton of them.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's pretty sick. Now, as far as the music stuff, how did that get rolling?
So the music, like I said, I was actually the first song I ever like growing up. I grew up in a Hispanic church, you know. So even Christian rap in general, like my parents were kind of like, is this like really even a thing? Or you know how people are like, the beat is satanic. I feel like that's kind of maybe
Not
what
the Waffle House waitress last night, bro. That doesn't sound very Christian.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so I would grow up in Hispanic church, and naturally I just gravitated towards rap music. And then I like asked my parents to let me use my allowance to buy like I think it was like Gravity by Lecrae. And so
You had to ask for permission to spend
to
your
spend my
your
allowance.
allowance.
Yes.
Was it really yours then?
Yeah, it was never mine. No. But yeah, I got really into that. I think the first rap song I sung in or rapped in church was Undefeated by KB.
Ooh.
So I did the fast part. It was like playing it up, you know that part?
Yeah.
So I was like 12 or whatever, and I rapped that in church, and I was like, after this, that's like my passion just grew from there.
Yeah. I specifically remember a video that I believe has since disappeared off of his Instagram, but
Thank God, probably.
on your cousin's Instagram, it's a video of you and him in like a parking lot. You're doing like that. Yes, I love Jesus. I really, really do. And then you like proceeded to like rap. I can't understand what the rest of it says.
I might remember it.
It's an iconic video though.
Bust it out right now.
Bro, that's so close. That's so close. It's like, oh, Jesus, want to worship you. I really, really do.
Yes.
Please help me with my faith to get closer to you, because I know it might be hard and I know it might be tough, but God will help you when the times get rough. All you got to do is believe in him, and Jesus Christ will wash all sin.
Say, hey, oh.
So yeah, I still kind of remember it.
That's great. Drop that at a show sometime.
Hit him with the Jesus want to worship.
Man, so music-wise, what took you from like, what was the step from singing in church to, you know, having songs with artists from Reach Records and stuff like that?
So I would say I wasn't doing music. First, actually, I started in high school, like making diss tracks on people. Like, we literally were like fabricating beef between each other just to have excuses. Have excuses to rap over stuff and upload it on YouTube. And I had multiple fake beefs with people, and I had multiple diss tracks. I'm sure I could still find some on my
amazing.
phone. And they weren't like Christian raps. Like, they were actually like, bro, I was like roasting people and they would roast me back. So that's low-key how it started. And then when I actually got really into making music, I started going to all the concerts, every concert. So it was like every Reach Records concert you could possibly think of, I was going to that. If I even had an opportunity to go, I was going to buy the ticket to go that. And so there was this event, and I would say this event is one of the most historical events in new age Christian hip hop ever. And I think a lot of people would agree with me.
I think I know which one it is.
This event in Atlanta for the A3C Music Festival changed so many people's lives. And I will never forget it. I remember going there not knowing, well, I knew of everybody, and no one knew who I was. So I was just a weird kid who knew about everybody because I was so like involved in it. But that it was just crazy. I submitted a song which I thought was going to be trash.
Which song
and
was
it was oh my gosh, which one was it? It was one of my earliest songs. I could pull it up on Spotify. I should know this off of the top of the head, top of the dome if it changed my life, right?
Yeah, low key.
Na, na, na. Oh man, I have to scroll past the 18 releases I bet. So it was Front View.
Front View.
Front View.
Let's go.
View most people have.
So Front View, I submitted to the A3C Rapzilla rap contest, not thinking anything would come out of it. Because previous to that, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I would join these Critique Fridays or whatever, and I'd get like fives. I got like 1.8 one time, and so I did not think I was a good rapper at all. And I guess that was because I was looking at. I like to listen to both Christian rap and like secular rap at the time because I feel like I got a lot of inspiration flow wise from a lot of different people that weren't in Christian rap. So I looked at both of them and I was like, this compared to that is not that good. But I'm gonna do it because what's the worst thing that could happen from submitting a song? Yeah. And so
Crushing, humiliating rejection. What do you mean what's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. And it was live too.
The stakes are high.
It was live, so it was like they're critiquing you in front of your face type stuff.
Nope.
So I was listening to every song go by. I'm pretty sure it was like a whole bunch of people. I remember Miles Minnick, like this was Miles Minnick before, like where we are now. You know what I mean? So I remember listening to a Miles Minnick submission before me, and I was like, well, at least I tried. You know what I mean? Like at least I submitted, and at least I tried to do something.
Yeah.
And so, at the end of the day, apparently when they played my song, people loved it. Like they thought it was amazing.
Are you surprised by that?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know who else was in that week.
I was super surprised. I remember seeing Tommy Royale, Akleso, and like a couple other people that I really admired. John Keith. They're all in like this area at the top, and once I played the song, like they came down to listen to it, and I was like, that's crazy that people really like my song like this. And so at the end of the night, I end up actually winning the whole thing for that day out of the 2 days.
That was crazy.
Which was like a prize package which came with like a whole bunch of stuff. I think it was some Yeezys and something else. I sold them because I was like, no, I'm definitely taking those $600. I'm not going to wear these Yeezys.
That's fair.
Dude, that's the one event, like, in the last, like, 5 years, I've been to so many events. That was the one event I couldn't go to.
Yeah.
I don't remember why, but I think I was, like, sick or something.
It was the most monumental event, bro. I met everybody there.
Yeah, that's where everybody seems to have met each other. I was like,
everybody was there.
But yeah, dude, that's crazy.
And after that, it was like this. I remember actually the night, literally I was there, and this was the second day. So I played my song on the first day. They were doing 2 days of it. And I won that first day. And the second day, I don't know how this dude figured out who I was in that time span, but Stephen Malcolm hit me up the second day. And I'm talking about, I'm still like, obviously a nobody at that time.
Yeah.
And right now I'm still a nobody, but we're sitting here talking, I guess.
Everyone's a nobody.
So true.
And yet everybody's somebody.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yep.
Amen.
I'm out.
Nobody's real.
Actually,
Nobody's real.
let's just end the podcast there right there. And so Stephen Malcolm hit me up to want to make a song this second day.
For the uninformed viewer, who is Stephen Malcolm?
Stephen Malcolm is an amazing artist, one of the best performers, a person with one of the best testimonies I've ever heard in my life. Overall, just a great person. I don't know how many monthly listeners or whatever he has now, but he's made some amazing music.
Yeah.
And it was just a person I looked up to. So the fact that it was like this, I'm talking about it was from one day to another day. And after that, it was over. You know what I mean? It was like, but obviously it took time to get there. It wasn't like I was I blew up after that. Like I put in the work beforehand.
Yeah.
But it's when that one particular thing happens where people start to notice. And then from there, it's...
So, yeah, as soon as people notice, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool.
Then it catches on, yeah.
Yeah, I specifically remember at the time, I didn't even like know you personally, but I knew Front View because that was like blowing up on everything. And I think I actually knew about it because of the Ray Knowledge video.
Yeah.
Because I'd been known about
That
him
was
just
another
'cause he
one.
was
I won the Ray Knowledge video,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
So how did you guys meet then?
So yeah, well, we'll slide to that part next.
Yeah.
I like had known about the song and stuff because it was popping. So I'd follow your music kind of because you weren't dropping a ton at that point.
No.
And I just remember being like, okay, this is dope. Some dude, I was like, yeah, this dude's probably like in his 20s or something like that. I was thinking you were like way older than me, and then I was like, I was listening to some music and I saw you drop with Stephen Malcolm. I was like, this dude dropped with Stephen Malcolm? Like, that's crazy. And I don't remember if this is before or after that, but the whole City Takers thing where we formally met. It was an album release party for Holvey for his for Broken Heart. It was like that EP or whatever, and it was a City Takers night. Everybody was there. Lecrae was there.
Yep.
Tori Deshawn, JT, all of them were out there doing shows and stuff. And I guess Scott like hit you up to open or something. And so I remember getting there to this show, meeting you, and you were like super shy, like just not really talking to anybody. You were just kind of standing over there with your vest, kind of,
Indeed.
just waiting for your turn.
The evolution of the best.
I have pictures from that night. I was like, yeah, I'll take some pictures. Maybe this guy will post me. Maybe I'll get some followers or whatever. And so I shoot the pictures and I send them to you or whatever. And then we talk. Like I very briefly talked to you that night. And then Scott was like, I think gave you a shout out because it was your birthday. And I was like, I looked at your Instagram. I was like, this dude is like 15 days older than me. I was like,
Yeah.
Are you 15 days older than him?
I don't know that for a
think-
fact.
yeah, I think it's like 15 or 16 days, something like that.
Okay.
And I was like,
Don't forget Dalton's birthday.
Yeah, if I forget Dalton's birthday and if it's not 15 or 16 days, then I have a reason to forget your birthday.
But no, and I was like, that's something I'd always dealt with is I felt like I was always youngest person in the room. Very much felt like I wasn't supposed to be in that room type thing. And so I was always like, everybody in this room is like probably 20s, 30s. And here I am over here at 16, 17. Like at that point, I was still 17.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's cool. There's somebody that's my age that's doing this. They're opening this whole show. I was like, that's dope. And it was inspiring. And I was like, I'm going to hit this dude up later. And so I kept saying I was like, yo, let's work on a video. And eventually one day you were just like, yo, just so you know, like I don't have money.
Which is just facts.
And I was like, well, no one wants to do videos with me anyway. And I was like, how about we do like a video where you just like pay for my gas?
Yeah.
And we'll just call it a day.
You know what's crazy about that? At that time, I thought that was a lot still.
That's crazy.
Like at that time, I was like, because I thought we were gonna do it for free or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, yeah, just pay for my gas. And then once you like sent me the check for your gas, I was like, bro, I have to pay $60 for this? Are you serious?
The budget for Swivel was $60.
And I was like, what a ripoff. Little do I know how much money it costs to actually do this
Facts.
type of stuff now.
Bro. And
But
like,
back then, $60 was like, bro.
dude, and that was such a crazy day because I specifically remember my favorite part about it was I called you and I was like, do you have any songs or whatever that we would do this for? And he was like, dude, I got a song with Holvey, and he's like, I need to do something crazy for this because you don't want to let a drop with a big artist just kind of go like that. He's like, yeah, we gotta do this, do it right. And I was like, all right, let's go. And like that week, I was at the studio with Holvey doing like a studio session, BTS with him or whatever. And like, I was like, dude, call him, see if he'll be in the video, or see if we can get you up here for the video or whatever. And so they called, and Chris was just like, yeah, no, we'll just drive to Augusta this week. I was just like, okay.
Yep.
And so me and Ben woke up. Shout out Ben Craven. We woke up at
Shout out
like
Ben.
5 o'clock in the morning.
R.I.P. Ben.
and drove all the way out to Augusta and shot that video.
Wasn't it a weekday?
Dude, it was like a Tuesday.
I think I literally just skipped school for that.
No, because you didn't skip school. You were
Okay.
in your class. We were all at the set
Okay.
waiting on you to show up because you got out of your class at like 12.
Really?
And you like got out of class and you were like, all right, guys, class just let out. I'm on the way.
Probably
was
sped
it like a
on
half day or
over.
something?
No, it was a college class.
No, I wasn't in college.
Yeah,
it was
you
high
were.
school.
It was the first semester of college.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, and so
Okay.
you're like, my class lets out at 12 or whatever, and you like,
No, you're
booked
right.
over
It
there.
was the first semester because I remember going back for the.
Yeah, we went back to the school and got some shots.
Yeah, we went back to my high school and got the Miss Frizzle. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
literally pulled up to the bus.
Wahoo, Miss Frizzle.
Exactly. We pulled up to the bus and we were just like, "Can we just record in here? It's for a school project." And they were like, "Sure."
It's for a school project.
Yeah,
Little
no.
do they know I'm in college. I'm literally not even. I don't even go to that school.
That's
anymore.
like literally one of the best pieces of advice we can give people.
Yeah,
though,
just
is
say
it's a school project,
and you're good.
yeah, and you won't have to pay.
Bro, and like that was the funny thing too, was like we were about to pull up and you're like, yeah, it's my old high school, so whatever. We're like, are you about to be a superstar? And he was like, nah, bro, like nobody really like it's not like that. Nobody really knows me, whatever. And then Elias, who was there shooting like behind the scenes or whatever, he just looks and goes, no, it's like that. They're gonna know him. And we walk in the door, and like everybody is like, "Oh my goodness, Swaizy! Oh hey!" Oh. And like this man is a superstar in this school.
Well, I'll tell you why. Okay.
Why?
Because he peaked in high school. No.
Yes. No, but the reason why, and I wouldn't call myself popular because I didn't hang out with the popular kids.
Yeah.
All of the popular kids I was cool with, and they were acquaintances. But
Yeah.
I didn't hang out with the popular kids. I hung out with like my friends were like the kids who played like Magic the Gathering at the
Yep.
lunch table,
Yep.
or the kids who played D&D on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are like the friends that I legitimately spent time outside of school with.
We're
so I
playing.
wouldn't.
We're playing D&D on a podcast one day. That's happening. That's officially been decided. Thank
But-
you.
Insane.
But yeah, so I wasn't friends with the popular people, but the reason everybody knew me is because I was like the main character on the morning shows every day. I
That's
had a
amazing.
segment called Word of the Day where some days it would really be a crazy word and another day it'd be a made up word and the teachers would be like messaging me telling me how I'm not saying it right or there's definitely not a word like that. And I would just gaslight them and say, "No, that's for sure a word." And that's literally it.
Do you remember any of the made up ones?
I don't know, but they'd usually be really long and then, like the definition would be something crazy. So yeah, I mean, you can still find them on YouTube, like my Word of the Day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I had crazy segments. I remember one one day. I remember one day.
One day.
One day.
When I was away.
One day, instead of me doing the Pledge of Allegiance in English, I think I just did the whole thing in Spanish.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Do it right now.
Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos.
Eli edited an American flag waving in the background there. or the foreground. Either one works.
Oh my goodness. So that day we're shooting. We show up to your school. We end up at like all over the place. Fun fact: you're actually sitting in the swivel chair.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
From the video.
Does it feel the same as you remember?
No.
Like an old friend?
No, it doesn't feel like an old friend. It feels like my butt is just bricks right now because there's no cushioning on it.
Yeah, so we shot that video. You paid a whole $60 for, and
Yep.
you know, moves have happened since then.
Indeed.
That was the video that
Moves.
Indeed.
It's on my shirt.
that was the video that kind of put me on the map as a director in that industry.
You're
That's-
welcome.
That's what I've.
Best $60 I've ever spent. Best free video you've ever shot, probably.
It's
Probably-
definitely
probably.
paid itself back.
Yeah,
You know, over time.
I think so.
But it's yeah, it's the video that has made me known as the swivel guy. It's
Yeah.
hoping to break that one day, but
One day.
Which
Maybe
we
not.
had a conversation about this. Why not just be the swivel guy?
Yeah,
it's
I
an
mean, that's
iconic.
fair.
It's an iconic song, iconic video. It's one of my. It's my biggest song.
But you've got the bar. You want to raise it. You
That's
know?
true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
for
If-
sure.
If possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
the amount of times at like Holy Smoke or something this past year, I would be like introducing myself to people. I'd be like, "Yo, what's up? My name's Dalton. I'm a director," and they'll just go, "The swivel guy," and I'm just like, or like, just the guy
Nice.
who makes videos, maybe. I like
Yeah.
the guy you're talking to. It's a swivel guy, and I'm just like,
What if you made a sequel song called "I'm Dizzy Now"? And
After
then
being in the
from
swivel
swiveling so much, and then sequel video, you're not the swivel guy, you're the dizzy guys, and then reputation broken.
Swivel
You know?
part 2, the swaveled.
And then part 3 can be
The swaveled.
part 3 can be I swallowed too much, now I vomited.
all right,
Vomit on this beat.
Oh god.
all right. So, video kind of changed both of our careers. It was wild. We're sitting at like probably like 124,000 views, something like that. It was absurd. I saw it yesterday.
It's like 1.2 million streams on Spotify.
I thought you were about to say
alone.
views. I was like, "There's no way."
No.
But no, man, that is
It's a
crazy.
lot.
So how are we gonna one up it?
You're not.
Swabbled.
All right,
Swabbled.
Swabbled.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna
Word
we're
of
gonna
the
end
day.
up putting something out that's crazy, and I know it'll blow. So it's not
Yeah.
a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah. So what is next for the Swaizy? Let us know.
Music wise,
Let us know.
what's next for Swaizy is maybe my first album.
Really?
Yeah. I think I'm at the point in my life where I have never dropped a project. I've never even dropped a double single. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to make the best project with the most talented producers and the most talented people I know and make it like Billboard charting.
All right.
And I want to make it like the best product ever. And I want people to be like look at me completely different after I drop it. You know what I mean? Like as a straight full-time like musician.
That's crazy because that's something that something that we've talked about is like while you make good music, people like in the space, people have this kind of, oh, he's the funny guy.
Yeah.
Nobody knows him as the guy that raps
Yeah.
crazy. He's the funny guy. Mm-hmm. And so I think there are plenty of people out there that are the funny guy, but they also can rap.
Yeah.
And so people, like, it's no question about the personality. Everybody knows the personality of Swaizy. But I think it's that needing to set that tone musically, and just get stuff out there. So, yeah, I mean, I think that would be a dope next step.
I think subconsciously there's just something with humans to where if you are funny, you can't be taken serious in your art. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why if you're the funny guy and you ever have a moment where you get serious, like, people are like...
People don't believe that you're... Yeah,
like, what's
exactly.
happening?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, as much as I can drop, like, seriously good music, I don't know. But my personality is just, I'm just, like, straight up like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not... Like, if you see me, I'm 99% of the time... I am just like this. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately...
I don't know where the joke begins and I end anymore.
Literally, that's just who I am. I'm not like a serious person, but I'm serious about my art. So, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know how people are going to receive it or how I'm going to turn that page from being, oh yeah, just like this funny dude he's actually decent at rapping, to being like, this dude actually makes some good art. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You heard it here first, folks. Swaizy's album, Swaveled, I'm Serious.
Swaveled, I'm Serious. It's time.
Coming soon.
Coming soon for sure.
And I think...
Probably don't name it that if you want to be more
No,
serious.
I'm definitely not naming it Swaveled.
So do we have name ideas? You got ideas of, like, the producers that'll be like touching that?
Yeah, since no one watches this podcast anyway...
Go crazy.
I'm just going to drop everything, right?
Hey, people will watch a little snippet of it on Instagram
I know.
Reels.
I
A
know,
lot
I
of
know.
people watch those.
I know. So, yeah, I have an idea. I think the people that I really love right now in terms of production are Graham.
Graham's killing it with all the, like...
Yeah, Graham is...
All the
and
crackers,
Yes.
really good.
Graham is... I just got that.
Thank you.
Graham, and then Eli,
Oh, yeah.
and probably, Kilowatts.
Yeah.
Kilowatts. And a lot of other people. I have a lot of other people. Some people aren't confirmed yet, but yeah, I'm talking about just like a whole bunch of producers that I like. Also, Zach Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
So
Will we be getting pop punk Swaizy?
I don't know. That's something you're just gonna have to wait and see.
Country Swaizy?
That's definitely gonna happen at some point.
Smooth jazz Swaizy.
I would love to do that. I was actually in a. I actually love playing jazz on the drums.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was in a funk band in high school.
What was it
believe or
called?
not. It was called Quaz.
Was that one of the words of the day?
It's like a completely made up word, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just called
Right, so
Quaz.
one of the words
and it's
of the
spelled really weird too.
Yeah, that was actually kind of wild knowing when you told me you were in a band. I was like, we had been friends for like a year and a half at that point.
Q-U-A-Z-Z?
No, Quaxz.
Oh, wow.
Quags.
X is silent?
Yeah.
Man, that marks a spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're like, yeah, no, like my band. And I was like, your band? He's like, yeah, I'm in a band. We do like weddings and parties and stuff. And I was like, what?
Have you ever been to a wedding
You
with
know
a
what's
band?
crazy about that?
I've never been to a wedding with a band.
It's a certain type of audience.
Never once
I
have
think
I've
every
done
wedding
literally.
I've been to, other than this dude's. I've had a
Really?
band, yeah.
I've been to literally hundreds of weddings at this point. I've never been to one with a band.
Wow.
I've been to one that had live elements where like
Yeah.
they had like a little quartet for part of the ceremony, but never like a reception done by a band.
I've been to quite a few of those. It's usually for more of the fancier style weddings.
I was about to say, I think it's a lot more
'Cause,
rare
like-
because it's probably more expensive, I'm guessing.
I mean, the weddings we usually do are more like the college town type thing. They're usually in or around college towns, and it's like they just want a DJ to play some like popular music. And
Some
that's that.
Beyonce for
Yeah.
that flower toss.
Talking about bands, you want to know the first and only time I ever got recognized in my hometown?
Yes.
I was playing at which, by the way, every Christian has their own beliefs on Halloween, but growing up, I was
It's costume party.
encouraged, and I
It just
never,
happens to be Halloween.
yeah, I still to this day have never trick or treated because just like what me and my family
it's called
believe.
Fall Festival.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. And then Christians just like to tweak it a little bit and then, make it pass or whatever. But I was in my time during high school where honestly, I feel like for a while there, I was just not even Christian, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, there's probably Jesus is probably real. But I was just like, it's still I was just living life in high school.
Yeah.
So my band was like, you want to play at this Halloween party? And I was like, you know what? I do want to play at that Halloween party.
Can we go trick-or-treating
I
after?
was like, I've never done anything. And so I think we were at this Halloween party, bro. And it was like, just like this rich person's house downtown. And this mom, this 30-year-old mom was like, are you Swaizy? And I was like, yes. And she was like, I think I saw your article or something on Rapzilla. And I was like,
That's crazy.
thanks. And she was like, my kids love you. Could I take a picture? And I was like,
Yeah, you want to get dinner afterwards? Or?
I was like, sure. But yeah, I've gotten recognized one or two times outside of that in different places, obviously, that weren't my hometown. But my hometown's not even in the top 50 cities of that on my Spotify that listen to me.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah.
A prophet is never accepted in his hometown. That's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Jesus said that.
That's facts then.
Exact
That's why
words.
I feel like people.
Yeah, obviously translation is translation, but yeah, in multiple gospels, he's quoted as saying that.
Maybe that's why artists people don't support the artists from their hometown until they blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And then it's always like, oh, I went to school with this
I
guy.
know,
with that
yeah.
person. Yeah.
Man, that's it. So you think if you did a show in Augusta versus doing a show in
I've done a
Atlanta,
show in Augusta.
and do you get more turnout here or do you get more turnout
Definitely here. Yeah. Definitely. Texas overall is every time Texas is gonna go crazy.
I will say your family really
Tejas.
pulled through for Manic that first time.
Yeah.
Yo, what was it? Y'all got a van or something and had
Yeah.
10 or
We-
20 people.
Yeah,
or
we pulled
something?
up with 3 cars or something like that.
How big is your family, dog?
Well, I'm Hispanic.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, you weren't gonna say it, but you knew.
I was trying to get it out of you, though.
But actually, that wasn't a majority of the people there weren't my family. They were friends or But a lot of people were
You
my
had,
family.
you had a
too.
whole section at that show.
I was at least 40% of that.
Yeah. Speaking of shows,
Yeah.
we should talk about yesterday and what happened
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So
What happened yesterday?
yesterday we're shooting short form content. We're out posted up near a about 30 minutes away from where the show is going to be at that we have last night. And
Oh man.
so we go to leave and we're like, all right, church is right over here. So I put in the address, the church, or I put in the name of the church and then the zip code or whatever, and it takes right to it. And he pulls out in front of me. He goes right, and then I go right a few seconds later, and then his car is just gone. I'm like, weird. I would have thought I would have ran into him along this way by now. And I get about 5 minutes out from the church where we're supposed to be, and my phone rings. And I was like, oh, he probably beat me there. He's wondering where I'm at. He calls me, and he goes, I'm an hour and a half away. I was like, what? He's like, I went to the wrong church. And so
It's the same church It's called the same exact thing.
Well, yeah,
And keep
because
in
it's probably
mind-
like First Baptist, except
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
in a different.
But the thing is, I mean, I'm like 35 minutes away from the church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to put this name of this church into my ways because I like knowing when and where cops are, but we'll get to that later.
Based off experience.
Yeah, and I put the name of the church, and I was like, okay, boom. It says right here it is 40 minutes away. I don't see another one. I'm going to click on that one and drive to that. I get there, it's in like a storage unit, and I'm like, there's no way there's a church here. Also, I see no cars here. And so I just put in the actual address from the flyer. I look, my heart sinks. That junk says 1 hour and 35 minutes away.
And I'm there at the church. I pull in and sound checks at 4:30, and this happens at like 4:25 or something like that.
So I would have gotten there at sound check if I legit went to the right church. But I went to sound check at a storage unit facility.
And so I'm there. I get out of the car, and I was like, I go in to Scott, and I have to be like, he's the guy who's like kind of putting the event together.
Right.
Shout out City Takers.
Shout out Scott.
Shout out Scott and City Takers.
Mm-hmm.
But I go in and
Shout out Scott Takers City. Scott.
And I was like, so Swaizy's not gonna be here for sound check.
Yeah.
It's like he went to the wrong church with the same name, and they're all the people from the church are like dying laughing. They're like, we didn't even know there was another one.
Yeah.
And so he gets.
I didn't either. Trust me. There was.
He gets there like 30 minutes before the actual show starts. It was, it was an experience, but great story, fun times. Show went crazy. Everybody was turning up.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I would love to
yes,
hear.
musical hot takes.
Musical hot takes. I don't know if I have hot takes. Actually, I wouldn't call this a hot take, especially not for our audience, but I think rap is just so bad now.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Like, in general. Like, I'm talking about if I will go to, because I used to listen to a lot of secular rap. And sometimes I still do.
Yeah.
Actually, most times I feel like I do. I'm not going to lie to you. But, like, I used to shuffle Rap Caviar, and I'd be like, this junk is fire. I shuffle Rap Caviar now. Everything's trash. I'd rather listen to my friends than any of this, like, mainstream rap music.
We got to raise the bar.
We do. We do.
Well, you do. Me and Dalton are gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
But, like, rap music right now is so
Yeah.
dookie, bro.
straight up, so like if you,
Bad.
and I think that almost paves the way. I mean, it says two things. Like one, people are just losing brain cells. But the other, it paves the way for all these people that we know and that we're around that just make great music.
Exactly.
And if you make genuinely great music, the second that it catches, the rest of it does the work.
Yeah.
So like, bro, Nick D, for example. All right. Nick makes great music.
Yeah.
And the second he the second that like the traction was caught, it was just go.
I think the thing about Nick D also is that, yes, obviously his music is good. Obviously. If his music wasn't good, then people wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I think people like don't realize with Nick D, and it's something I saw like early on just from being blessed to like, go over there and be with Nick D in those like grinding times.
Oh yeah.
Is how much this dude works.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody in my life work harder with music than Nick D. I'm talking about every time I would go over there to his studio, it was like a training camp for my mind, because I was like every time I went over there, this dude is making like 3 or 4 songs a day.
Yeah.
In comparison to making 3 or 4 songs, I don't know, every 2 months or whatever, and he would just turn them out like this.
Yeah.
And then after he finished them, he'd be like, "All right, let's go shoot a video right here." and then let's edit this video today. It's like this dude works harder than anybody else in music. So yes, obviously his music's good, but I mean this dude worked hard for it. So
so the thing with you were saying with Nick that makes him so different, makes his music catch, is the fact that he just works so much. I feel like a lot of the artists that I talk to, they say they're about it. They want to be about it. They're about the things that come with it.
Yeah,
but they're not about the putting the work in.
Yeah.
The amount of artists that are like, oh yeah, we're gonna, when we blow up, and then they're just not doing a lot.
Yep.
And they may think they're doing a lot. Yo, well, I dropped a song here and I dropped a song here, but like, look at Juice WRLD's catalog.
Yep.
Juice WRLD, he passed away. It just came up in my feed the other day. It's been like 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And that songs are still dropping.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me once that when he died, they had like 800 songs just in the clip, just done, ready songs.
That's nuts.
And he was only really going for a few years.
Yeah.
So to do that in a few years, I mean, that has to be 2-3 songs a day.
Yeah. I think Nick probably has a lot.
I've seen folders. I've heard the numbers of songs.
But yeah, on top of obviously, his music, his work ethic will make you just question yourself. You know? Like, am I even really trying? Honestly, because it wasn't gonna be like, is Nick gonna pop off?
Yeah, it's a win.
Literally like, if I was any more sure about anybody's work ethic playing a role into their music, I mean, this dude, obviously, he was gonna, like, I have not seen absolutely anybody else who's worked that hard.
Well, that's what somebody was saying that about Drake the other day, on like a clip I was listening to.
That could be.
It was Lil Yachty on a podcast. He was talking about. He was like, I don't think y'all realize how much Drake works. He's like, he's just making stuff all the time, and it makes sense because I mean the man drops some kind of collab tape or something all the time. I looked at his discography the other day. He had dropped like within the last year 3 full projects, which is insane. Like, you've got to work a ton to get that out. And so there's some artists that, like, they just put it in. And, I mean, for some people, the key to their artistry is finding the time to put it in. Because a lot of people still have to have day jobs, things like that. That's difficult. If you work a full day job, I get it. It's hard to come home and then still put it all into something else. But it's impressive to see that work ethic and see when it catches that it just goes. But another thing too is something I've learned is you have to be ready for what's coming. You can't sit here and be like, man, I want to, you can't be sitting there, metaphorically speaking, I guess I'll say. You can't be sitting here like, yo, I want a new car. I want a new car. I want a new car. And then the spot in the garage is just filled with clutter and boxes and stuff. It's like, yeah, you want a new car, but like, are you preparing for a place to put that? Yeah. Like, are you acting and setting up for what you say that you want?
Yeah.
If you say you want to pop off so badly, say you pop off tomorrow. Are you prepared for that? Do you have more songs ready to go? Mm-hmm. Do you have the capacity for that? That's something even with the business. I'm always like, man, I want bigger clients. I want more clients. Yep. And I'm like, why am I not getting these? And then I stop and I realize, if I got a brand new client comes on tomorrow, I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get these under control. Why am I asking for more when I'm not even prepared for it?
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of that artists could be doing is being ready for what they're asking for.
100%.
But yeah, so what do you have ready?
What do I have ready?
For when you pop?
What do I have ready for when I pop?
Are you ready?
Am I ready to pop?
Yeah.
I think maybe this is a hot take. I don't think anybody's ever ready to pop, low key. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, like, do I have music that is in the works right now? Of course. Mm-hmm. In terms of, if I had one song go crazy and by tomorrow I had 1 million followers, I don't know how anybody really is ready for that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess you just keep working, and obviously there's going to be things you have to tweak and change and be mindful of when you do blow up. But yeah, in terms of having stuff ready, like when I pop, I'm going to drop this right here, this, then I feel like, I don't know, things change all the time. You're never fully ready, I guess.
All right, so let's go down a road here. All right, let's play a little game. What's the craziest contact you have in your phone?
Are we just flexing on the podcast at this
I was
point?
about to say,
No.
Dalton likes a good subtle flex.
Dalton
No, I
wants
just-
a flex right
That's
now.
right.
I'm
I
just-
have this person's
No,
number.
and
I just
I'll
want to
shut
see.
everybody up right now. I have Drake on the phone right now.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
Got Drake in the. No, is there a number? And
And
an
I have
email?
Josh on it too.
Dude, Drake's in jail right now, right? I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah, we don't have to talk about Drake. Drake's
some sort of sexual predator,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I might want to delete that one actually.
So you have your music, you have your
Yeah.
clothes, your clothing brand, Divine Outcast.
Yeah.
But something I noticed, looking on your releases on Spotify, it says, Divine Outcast Creative Collective
Indeed.
at the bottom there.
Indeed. Reading the
In-
fine print, buddy.
It may or may not say it on my shirt. For the people,
Yeah.
what is the Divine Outcast Creative Collective? What does it mean? All that.
So, as you guys already know, Divine Outcast is the clothing brand, and that is still evolving. It's still growing. Yeah, and that aspect alone is far exceeding what I think could be possible. But my vision has stayed expanding with that to the point where I have a vision in the future where Divine Outcast isn't just a clothing brand. Divine Outcast is almost like a community of people that have the same beliefs, like similar music, like the entertainment that we put out. So, for example, I want there to be down the line, let's say like a 17-year-old who sees one of our videos. You know what I mean? And it could be anything with the people in the collective. Like, for example, we had like a little like 4-day Divine Outcast collective retreat.
Now, who all is in the collective? For those who don't
So
know.
right now the collective is Geo, Coop, which has the first ever documented Divine Outcast tattoo,
Crazy.
Henrik, and me. Those are the 4. But we want to continue adding people. And also we want to, at some point, I'm sure we want to just not do music as well, but maybe have some people on the collective as, like, let's say, a videographer or an editor. Or, I mean, literally anybody who is promoting the same thing through their art. You know what I mean? But right now it's mainly music. I want there to be like a 17-year-old kid who sees our, for example, we had a trivia video that's I know is going to go crazy whenever it's edited, where I won't spoil anything, but the person who lost had to eat the world's hottest chip in the middle of downtown Nashville dressed up as a gorilla. So that's, entertainment right there. Like,
yeah.
who doesn't want to see someone like do that?
I want to see
Yeah.
It'll be entertaining when it comes out.
It'll be entertaining when it comes out. For example, imagine a 17-year-old who saw this video and he's like, that's crazy. I'm going to check these people out. And then he sees, like, for example, he's like, oh, I like Coop's music. Or, I like Geo's or Henrik's music. And he's like,
Or
what?
Swaizy's.
Or mine, right? And they're like, wow, I could, like, look at these people, watch their entertaining videos, and now I'm going to listen to their music. But, oh, wait, look at that. They also have, like, amazing clothes that I resonate with. And so it's, like, everything, like, going into it is, like, really building a community to where it's not just a clothing brand.
It's to elevate everyone's
The
everything.
brand. Yeah, it's the brand that's elevating. So it's not just, like, yeah, the clothes are cool. It's, like, everything about it is, like, really trying to make something different in our space. You know what I mean? So with that, we might even eventually do a festival.
Festival.
And I feel like I've just been so blessed to know so many people and have so many contacts with people to be able to say, hey, bro, would you be able to come out to this and then, do a set or something like that on top of the people that are in the collective. But I don't want this to be a festival that's like every other concert. Like, if you want to go to a concert, you could just go to a concert. Yeah. I'm not trying to saturate the concert, event space or whatever. I'm trying to do something completely different. I'm talking about like almost like a fair or something. You know what I mean? So something where music is always in the background, but maybe it's only the main event at night, like really at night. And throughout the day, we have vendors selling their own clothes, or we have vendors
go-kart tracks.
Anything, bro. We have people selling. We could have a 80-year-old grandma selling her crochet kittens or something. You know what I mean?
Bearded woman.
Literally, we could have anybody there. They just buy a tent spot, and it's just literally like a festival of just a whole bunch of creatives, amazing music. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a fashion show.
Fire.
You know what I mean? Just something completely different. So
fire.
Yeah. So we'll see.
All right.
We'll see how that goes.
So it's time.
So you guys have been hinting at a question.
Host Sway.
And I feel like you guys are scaring me right now. So I don't even know what the extent of this question is.
Reoccurring segment here. We call it the question. It's probably the most important question you'll ever be asked in your life.
Okay, thank God I don't watch you guys' show. No, I've seen the clips.
If you could.
Yeah.
And by could, I mean you have to pick something. It's no fun if you don't pick anything.
Okay.
If you could make any substance, solid, liquid, gas, it can be non-physical. But if you could make any substance flow in a continuous, never-ending stream out of your belly button, what would it be and why? Some clarifying points. Points. Whatever you pick, it's going to be the very best of that thing. If you pick money, $100 bills all the time. Don't do that. You'll wreck the economy.
Gasoline, it's going to be 94 octane.
And you're going to lose all your brain cells.
Yeah. Okay.
You can slow it down. You can speed it up. You can even stop it for just a little bit. But it'll never truly stop flowing. It'll always turn back on.
So, first off, I just want to say how absurd of a question this is.
But also important.
Yeah.
Because this would have never popped up in my head in 100 years. So whoever came up with this.
I didn't come up with it.
Okay, whoever came up with that. I wish I
could say I did.
You should definitely.
I don't know who came up with it, actually. I need to track that down.
I'm just saying, whoever came up with that, just check their hard drive. I don't know if I trust them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway.
Check the hard drive's crazy.
Anyway. So it could be anything.
Yeah. I've gotten Wi-Fi as an answer before. Like, it doesn't even have to be a physical thing.
That's a really good one. You know what I want flowing out of my belly button?
What's that?
Love.
Don't we all, brother?
I want love continuously forever flowing.
So what does that mean, though? Is that like Cupid? Is that...
No.
Okay.
No, not like that, no.
Okay, so it's not like Cupid. What is it like, then?
So the love is just like...
You just feel loved when you're around you?
You just feel radiant love. Like, you just feel embraced.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think... So it's like...
I think that could have an unintentional Cupid effect, you know?
Maybe. And
if
you know what?
If a girl's like, I just feel really loved around, you know? Yeah.
Hey.
If it happens,
I'll accept the consequences. You know what I mean? But, yeah,
wow,
if it was something...
That's a great answer.
Yeah, if there was something where you didn't... Because I don't think you could see love. So technically, if my belly button is just the Wi-Fi router or whatever of love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
I mean,
people just feel loved around me.
Your kids would be such emotionally healthy people.
Exactly.
Because even when you're disciplining them,
and think about
they'd
this.
be like, I know he loves me.
If someone wants to kill me, which is very
Oh
possible.
Self-defense?
Literally, self-defense.
That's crazy.
They cannot kill me.
Oh
even
my
if you're messed up, they cannot
gosh.
kill me because it's even if they can't feel love towards other people, it'll be the first time they ever feel it.
Now, I imagine you wouldn't be able to do something like run for president because, that's wide distances of people. They wouldn't feel the love necessarily, but you would go far. You would do well.
I could go to war. And people wouldn't be able to kill me.
That might be one of the best answers I've ever heard.
The other one that is one of my personal favorites. Was it my answer? Whose answer? The music one?
That's mine. But we've talked about it before. But in short,
that's pretty good.
I think the music would change depending on my emotion.
Okay.
So that could create some problems.
Yeah.
When you see a pretty gal, but overall, I think I would have
the way you said "see a pretty gal."
Yeah, see a pretty gal.
Okay.
Starts playing
I think
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. I think overall, I just want my life to be as much like a movie as possible. So if I could have a score over it, that'd be sick. Yeah.
Hey, but I'm locking that in. Love flowing endlessly out of my belly button.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that seems to bring us to a close here. Mr. Swaizy, the Mr. Divine Outcast himself, thank you for joining us. It's your first time on the show. I'm very certain it will not be your last. Drop your socials.
Okay, you could go ahead and find me on any platform. YouTube, at Swaizy. I got the handle, at Swaizy. YouTube, at Swaizy. Instagram, at Swaizy Official, because I didn't have at Swaizy. Twitter, at Swaizy Baby, as well as SoundCloud. And Facebook, at Swaizy Music.
Well, thank you for joining us. And
superb.
Believe that brings things to a close here.
And thank you for listening to Nerds of the Creative Podcast, the only podcast more unstable than Kanye West. Thank you and good night.
God bless.